Right. Hi, everybody. My name is Jenny, and we'll be doing some more vinyasa today. I do want to start by offering a reading just to help you perhaps set an intention for your practice. So make yourself comfortable and feel free to sit on a blanket. Any position you want to be in is fine. You can even lay down on your back if you'd like to. Let your eyes close when you're ready, or you can have a soft gaze. Just begin to settle into your breath. And this is day 1 from Meditations from the Mat. A spiritual practice is one that brings us full circle, not to a new self, but rather back to the essence of our true selves. Yoga is the practice of celebrating what is. At the end of the hero's journey, she finds that she did not need to go anywhere, that all she sought was inside her all along. It is the aim of all spiritual seeking to bring us home to the understanding that we already have everything we need. We are far from home and weary from our travels. The sun is setting and there is no destination in sight. Yoga is a lamp lit in the window of our home, dimly glimpsed across the spiritual wilderness in which we wander. At a time when we could not feel further from our home, yoga reminds us that we are already there, that we need simply to awaken from our dream of separation, our dream of imperfection. Allow yoga to awaken you, to be a light that shines in the darkness, guiding you through your days and pointing you home. So just take a few breaths, allowing those words to land, and notice if anything was evoked for you or how the words might have affected you. And begin to move towards a more perfect posture, bringing your shoulders over your hips and rooting the sit bones, as always, down towards the earth, while your heart and the crown of your head begin to rise. Begin to just tap into your strength here, even in this simple, still, seated pose. And check in with all that's happening inside yourself. And noticing the thoughts in the mind and how busy or still things are within. Notice your energy, your emotions, and your mood, and anything that you're bringing to your mat, allowing everything to be present and observable from a compassionate, non-judgmental perspective. And all of these awarenesses can help guide you towards your intention for your practice. Find deeper breaths and just watch the breath rise. Notice how the belly expands, and then the breath moves towards the solar plexus and up towards the heart. And then just watch the exhale as well. And invite yourself to just stay connected to this calming breath as you move from pose to pose. So we're going to inhale and lift the arms up. Take a big breath and send your fingers to the sky. Bring the hands together and then take them down to your heart, pressing the thumbs against heart center, Anjali Mudra. And if you would like to, go ahead and set an intention for your practice. If you'd like, you can even say it out loud. Just reminding yourself of perhaps the purpose of this time for you. And we'll open the eyes softly. And when you feel ready, transition onto your hands and your knees, please. So let's settle first into a high-hipped prayer. So your fingers are going to walk forward. Your hips will stay up in the air. Your forehead comes down to your mat. And as you walk the fingers forward, go until you're just clawing at your mat. And feel into your armpits here, the upper chest, pectoral area, maybe the triceps, and your upper back and shoulders. Breathe deeply. And feel your chest melting downwards a little bit. You can also feel the length in your spine. And take 3 more breaths, inviting yourself to perhaps clear the mind out one more time, and to also reconnect to your intention. Breathe up into the area behind your heart. One more big inhale, and a long exhale. And from there, you can rise up into tabletop, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers out. Let's actually bring the knees a little closer together and take your right toes towards the end of your mat. From there, push your heel down towards the floor, feeling into the back of the right leg, and push into your mat with your hands. So for a few breaths here, your shoulders are not over your wrists. It's almost like you're trying to tear the mat in half. Activate the abdominals. Take one more breath. And then lift your right toes off your mat and extend back through the right heel. Squeeze the muscles in your leg. And then take the left hand and reach forward, turning your left thumb up. And bring your awareness to your abdominals. And draw the belly in towards the spine. Take 2 more breaths, please. And then if you can here, bend your right knee and reach back to grab your left foot. If that doesn't feel accessible, you can stay in the previous position. Otherwise, let the toes lift. You can take the gaze forward if you'd like, or keep it down. And open up your heart, your back. Take one more breath. And then return to your previous position, extending in both directions, and then exhale, hand and knee back down. Slide the left toes back, and press your left heel down towards your mat. Engage the abdominals. Push into the mat with the hands. Again, the shoulders are now further back. It's almost like you're trying to move the floor away. Lots of pressure here. Notice if one leg feels any different from the other, and just observe what sensations are arising, what the differences are. And then pop the left toes up off the floor. Bring your shoulders back over your wrists. Pull the belly in. You're flexing your left foot, toes aim down. And then the right hand can reach out. Your thumb is turned up. You're growing in both directions. Find that extension. And find your abdominal strength. 1 or 2 more breaths. And then if you'd like, again, bend the knee and reach back to catch your foot from the inside, and then see if you can lift your toes a little higher. Push your foot into your fingers and enjoy that first opening here, heart opening, shoulder opening. Reach forward and kick back as you inhale. And exhale, bring your hand and knee back. Set the knees hip width apart. We're aligning in tabletop. And begin to move in and out of cat and cow. Circle the shoulders back as your heart opens. If your neck allows it, look up. And then exhale and round your back. Again, pull the belly in, chin towards the chest. Inhale to open. Exhale, round and squeeze. And let's do this about 3 more times. And notice as you move the various parts of your spine, which areas feel more open and what feels more closed. One more breath in, and then make your way into downward dog. Tucking the toes under, you can lift your knees up off the mat. Apply pressure with your hands right away and open the shoulders away from the ears. There's a sense of the upper back becoming more broad as you do so. The triceps are turning downwards towards the floor. And let's take about 5 more breaths. You can start to walk your feet out, bending one knee at a time. Shift the hips from side to side and relax your neck. Feel your shoulders building some strength here. And the more the legs begin to open up, the more you might press your heels all the way down, perhaps. One more breath. From there, lift your right leg up as you inhale. Reach back through your toes, bend the knee as you exhale, and pull the right hip back over your left while keeping your shoulders squared. Inhale to kick back through the toes. Exhale, draw the knee to the heart. And bring your shoulders over your wrists, rounding your back. See if you can touch your nose to your knee. Inhale, kick the right leg back again. And exhale, step your foot in between the hands. Coming up into Warrior 2, set your left foot parallel to the end of the mat. Rise up to stand, reach out through the fingers, and let the hips open. Let the right knee right over the ankle. Extend, soften your shoulders, and gaze out over the fingertips. Let's take 5 breaths here. And at any moment, if you'd like to close your eyes, you can do so. Perhaps then bringing more awareness down to the feet and really noticing where you're placing your weight on your feet. Take 3 more breaths, watching the breath rise all the way up towards your heart. Maybe bringing the feet a little further apart and sinking in deeper. And then we'll turn the right hand up, reverse your warrior as you inhale, reaching the right hand to the sky while your left hand slides down the left leg. As you exhale, bring both hands back down. Turn your left toes straight ahead, and then moving to twist, take your right arm to the sky. And pull your right shoulder back there. Make a big circle with your right arm. And then land the right hand back down underneath your shoulder and step back into plank. Take a big breath in. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra. Press the thighs down, lift the heart, Draw your shoulders back. Fire up your low back here. And hold for 3 more. So there's not too much pressure with the hands. You could even try lifting your hands off your mat for just a moment. 1 more breath. Tuck the toes back under and return to downward dog, using your abs as you press through. Long spine. Inhale, extend the left foot back. Exhale to bend the knee. Open up your hip here. Keep the shoulders squared. And then reach back through the left toes. Exhale, take your knee to your chest. Round your back. Try and touch your nose to your knee. And then inhale. Extend all the way back. Exhale. Step your foot then in between the hands, rising up into warrior 2. Your right foot is parallel to the end of the mat. Extend out through the fingers. You might even roll your shoulders up to the ears and then down. And focus on your breath and the sensations in the body. Always coming back to those 2 pieces to maintain presence. So you're choosing the body over the mind for these moments. Moving yourself towards calm. Take 3 more breaths. And again, feel free to close your eyes. From there, turn the left hand up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Reach up with the left hand. Keep your left knee right over your ankle. Exhale, bring the hands back down, step back into plank. This time as you flow, if you'd like to come into upward dog, feel free to do so. Inhale, open the heart. If you're in upward dog, straighten the arms. You might even lift the knees off the mat. Keep your legs strong. Exhale, down dog. From here, take a big breath, rise up onto the toes, and then exhale and bend the knees deeply, coming into crouching cat for 3 breaths. Work the shoulders here. Keep the abs strong. Feel your tailbone lifting upwards. 1 more breath, like you're about to spring forward and look to the top of the mat. And at the end of the exhale, step all the way through, feet hip width apart, and inhale to lengthen out your spine, lifting up halfway. Press your hands against your shins. Exhale into a deep forward fold. And from there, inhale up to stand. Come up with a flat back. Reach to the sky. Hands together. And exhale to heart center. Take a breath here, recentering yourself. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, find a flat back, lifting up halfway. Exhale, return to plank. Lower down, slowly keeping the elbows near the ribs, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Give yourself a breath or 2 there to rest. And focus on, again, elongating your spine. Fire up the shoulders, open them away from the ears. And then take the right leg up as you inhale. Exhale, step your foot to the top of your mat. And rise up into a high crescent lunge. So your toes are all facing the top of your mat. Your hips are squared. Bring your knee right over your ankle. Fire up the abs. Maybe lift the heart and open yourself up a little more. You can even take the gaze up. For more of a challenge, bring your hands together. Hook one thumb over the other and let your head fall back. One more breath, please. And then take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee, moving into a twist. thumbs to the heart. Press the hands together and just deepen as much as you can. You're reaching out through the crown of the head, pressing back through your heel, shifting the gaze. 2 more breaths. And then unwind. Set your fingers down either on your mat or your blocks and start to straighten the right leg out. Reach the heart forward here and enjoy that length through the hamstring. Engage the abdominals again. And then you can step the left foot a little closer and try and anchor your heel all the way down. Either stay here with this flat back or begin to fold over the right thigh, deepening the stretch. You can also bring your hands together into prayer, hook one thumb over the other, and extend your fingers about a foot in front of your toes, and really bring the focus then to the feet. 3 more breaths in pyramid. Notice how this side of the body feels. Last one. Set your hands back under your shoulders, wiggle the left toes back, swing your right leg through, bend your knee, open your hip again, and for those of you who practice Wild Thing, turn on the left foot and come to turn your chest to the sky. So your right foot can be off your mat with your knee bent. Open the heart, relax your neck, and stay with the breath here. 1 more. Be careful as you make your way back around into downward dog. And then move through a vinyasa in between sides, inhaling back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, take a full breath cycle there. Inhale, left leg rises, kick back. Exhale, take your foot to the top of your mat. In between the hands, root down through your feet, rise up as you're ready, high crescent lunge. And then drop in a little deeper. Excuse me, I'm going to fiddle with this cord. Take about 3 to 5 breaths. Extend your fingers to the sky. If you want, you can let the heart open up. You could bring the hands together and let your head fall back. Keep checking in with the body, just seeing where you want to go, breath by breath, moment to moment. And then starting to twist, engage your abs as you take your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. The hands are pressing together at heart center. You can look back over your shoulder. But continue to reach out through the top of the head and press back through your heel. And we're getting to a place where we want to feel something relatively intense. And coming out into pyramid will feel like a nice release. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths. If you can, deepen your twist just a little bit more. And then begin to unwind, setting your fingers on the floor under the shoulders or on the blocks. Straighten your left leg out. And then lengthen the spine, belly's pulling in. Your right foot can step a little closer. Anchor to your mat. Grow. Feel as though you're creating more space in between the vertebrae. Your left hamstring is gaining flexibility. And we'll take a few more breaths. So if you haven't reached your edge, begin to draw your chest down towards your thigh. You can also bring your hands together again in prayer. Extend your fingers out and even pull your arms towards your ears while your head drops towards your knee. 2 more breaths, please. And from there, place the hands back underneath the shoulders. Wiggle your right toes back and take your left leg all the way through. Bend your knee, open your hip, and either stay there or let your left hand leave the mat as you start to turn yourself over. Your left toes will land off the mat. Hips can elevate, the heart opens. Relax the neck as you reach back behind you. And take a couple of breaths. If you're in Wild Thing, you can also just rest in Downward Dog. Come back around carefully, maybe going right into plank. And take the vinyasa, lowering down with control, chaturanga, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale again into cobra or upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Inhale, high onto the tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step, walk, or hop to your hands. Feet are hip-width apart here. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. From here, come into chair. Turn your toes into touch. Start to bend the knees, sinking the hips down. Reach your fingers to the sky. I like to keep my gaze downwards because my neck feels better that way, but you can look straight ahead. Keep your abs strong here. And we'll take a couple more breaths. This is one of those poses where it might help to just imagine that you love this pose. Try and lift your heels off the floor, coming onto your toes. And if you lose your balance, let it go. And let's try and rise up with the heels lifted, coming to stand on tiptoes. Lift your heart here. Lift your heels. 2 more breaths. And then hands down and to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let your heart lead you into that forward fold again. Inhale, lengthen, lift up halfway. Exhale into plank. Either take the vinyasa or go right into downward dog and rest. It's always your choice. From downward dog, inhale, take your right leg up. Exhale, step forward in between the hands. Rise up into warrior 1. And settle your knee right over your ankle. Align your hips, squaring them off. Big breath in, and then exhale, take your chest towards your thigh, and reach your fingers all the way back behind you. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Exhale, fold, and reach through. Keep that pressure with the left foot at the end of the mat. Inhale to stand. And exhale, reach through. Stay down, bring the hands together, interlace your fingers, and reach the arms higher. Roll the shoulder blades closer together. You can bring your chest towards the inside of your thigh and move your head closer to the inner ankle. Take about 4 more breaths. Surrendering here. And see if your arms will go any farther. Last 1 or 2. And then we'll rise up into warrior 1. And exhale here as you reach up. Feel into the inner left thigh. Find your strength and see if you can take maybe 3 more breaths here, extending to the sky, pressing down through your feet. Open up into warrior 2 on your next breath. And from here, straighten out your right leg and reverse your triangle. So right hand reaching up, and I am doing the opposite leg, so I hope I'm not confusing you. We're going to take the right hand down to the inner ankle, left hand to the sky, and then reach out through the crown of your head. Feel free to shorten the space in between the feet if that would feel better for you. You can even let your heart turn towards the sky or towards the ceiling. You can take your gaze up if you'd like to. Or if you'd like to work a little harder, you can take both hands and reach out in front of your head. Keep the belly tight. 3 more breaths, wherever you are. From here, use the abs to help yourself lift back up and return to warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior, reach up with the right hand. Exhale, take the hands back down, return to plank. Lower down with control, chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or upward dog. And exhale back into down dog. Pause for a breath here in between sides. Settle the heart towards the legs again. Relax your head. Inhale, extend the left foot up. Exhale, take your foot to the top of the mat. Warrior 1, please. Rise up. The right toes are now turned out slightly. Take the left knee directly over the ankle. Align the hips, pulling the left hip back. Take a big breath in, and then exhale, and again, fold over your leg as your fingers reach all the way through. Inhale, stand up, reach to the sky. Exhale, drop down, reach back. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, bow down, reach through. Take the hands together again and change the cross of the fingers. Keep your abs strong, lift your arms up. Your chest can move towards your inner thigh. And then drop your head here. See where your arms can go. So keeping your abs engaged here is important. You also want to keep pressing down through your left foot at the end of the mat. 3 more breaths, unlocking the shoulders and strengthening your left leg. Rise up to stand. Reach to the sky. Take 3 or 4 more breaths here in warrior 1. And then slowly open up into warrior 2. Straighten out your left leg and reverse your triangle here. Left fingers reaching up and back. Open the heart and the side body, and then drop down into Trikonasana. With your left hand moving towards the inner ankle. Reach up with the right fingers and out through the crown of the head. Glue your feet to your mat, and then bring the focus to the abs, primarily the oblique muscles. Find your strength. Feel the inner left thigh beginning to open. If you want to work your abs a little bit more, take both of your hands and reach out in front of your head like you're extending a big beach ball to someone. And then separate the arms, and on an inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, exalted warrior. And exhale, flow. Take your time. The slower you go, the stronger these muscles are going to get. Control the movements and move on your breath. From downward dog, we'll rise up onto the toes once more. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and step to the hands, please. Feet hip-width apart. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Reach to the sky. Take your hands together. And exhale to heart center. Pause for a moment here and close your eyes. And take a moment to notice anything at all that has shifted since you came to your mat. Just noticing how your practice is affecting body, mind, mood, and spirit. All right, let's do a couple of balancing poses. We'll take a break from the flow for a moment. So shifting your weight onto your right foot. Let's come into eagle. We'll bend the right knee, and we might transition into another pose after this, so it might be a long hold. Go ahead and bend your right knee and take your left leg up and over. And you can either press the left foot back against the right leg, or you can try and wrap the toes all the way around your ankle. Realign the hips, arms out, strong abs. Take your left arm under your right, and either give yourself a hug, or take the backs of the arms together and try and walk your fingertips up into your right hand. You can lift the elbows a little higher at that point. And just stay aware of your right foot and where you're applying pressure, continuing to distribute your weight evenly. And we'll take 3 or 4 more breaths, sinking the hips back, maybe deepening if you'd like to work just a little bit more. Last one. Undo the arms, reach up, step down, bring the hands together and down to your heart. Take a breath in between sides. And then shift onto the left foot. Bend the left knee and lift your right knee up and over. So try and either press the right foot back against the left leg or bring the toes all the way around. Spread your left toes out on the mat. Abs are strong as you reach your arms out, and then the right arm goes underneath. Wrap your arms together. Keep your abs engaged. Lift the fingers a little higher and feel the area behind your heart starting to open as the shoulder blades spread out. Deep breaths. Make sure you're not holding your breath in. That will make it harder to balance. Notice any differences again between the two sides of the body. Last 2 breaths. Undo the arms. Step down as you reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath here. Land again. And let's come into Dancing Goddess, moving into a twist. Standing back on your right foot, spread the toes out and draw your left knee towards your chest. So you do want your toes to be lifting here, your legs somewhat active. Pull your knee up, keep your foot flexed, and start to reach your left hand up and back. And rather than whipping your head around, take your gaze around slowly, and you might find that you can almost look back towards your fingertips. If you'd like to try grabbing your left foot, reach for the outer edge of your left foot and kick straight ahead to straighten the left leg out. Keep twisting here, tighten up the abs, pull the left shoulder back. 3 more breaths. Balancing poses are always a good time to practice patience with ourselves. So if you lose your balance, just come on back without judging. Last one. And then we'll slowly recenter, unwind, and step down. Inhale. Exhale. Come onto the left foot. Root down through the corners of your foot. Draw your right knee in. Flex your foot. Shoulders drop. Your heart is lifting. And once you feel like you're stable here, your abs are strong, start to reach your right hand up and then all the way back as you slowly turn. And your gaze is beginning to turn as well. Your right palm is turned up. And if you're reaching down for your foot, go ahead and do so. And start to straighten out. Lift your heart up. Try not to lean back in this pose. You're just extending straight up towards the sky. Take 3 more breaths. Begin to unwind and step down. Hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow down into your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step or hop back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, down dog. Lift your right leg up as you inhale, please. Exhale, step forward in between your hands. Return to warrior 2. Rising up as you're ready. Settle into the pose. Reverse your warrior, taking the right hand up. And then exhale into extended side angle. We're going to bring the right elbow lightly onto the thigh. Take your left hand, reach all the way through. I'm going to turn around. And extend your left fingers overhead, really feeling into the ribs here. You can even kind of lift them up a little. If you want to deepen, reach your right hand down to your block or the mat, or bind the hands together. Keep the heart open here. And let's hold for about 5 more. Feel into your right hip here. Stay rooted through the left foot. And then coming out, set your hands down underneath your shoulders. Turn your left toes straight ahead. Reach your right arm to the sky one more time. One more twist here. And then take the hand back down. You can step right back into plank at that moment. Lower down slowly, chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart, and exhale, downward dog. Find your breath again, and inhale to take the left foot up. Exhale, step your foot to the top of your mat. Return to warrior 2. Exhale all the air out. Inhale, exalted warrior. And exhale, extended side angle. Elbow to the thigh. So there's not a lot of pressure there. You don't want to be dropping all of your weight down into your leg. Rest it there lightly. Or deepen, reaching for the block or the mat again. We're taking the bind. And the heart can stay open. Ground the tailbone down slightly. And press down with your right foot. Hold for 3 or 4 more breaths. And reach out through the crown of the head. Unwinding, both hands come down, turn your back toes forward, take the left hand to the sky. Spread the fingers out, open your heart up one more time. And then bring the left hand to the mat, take your last vinyasa, inhale, step into plank, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Take 1 breath here, settle yourself. And then bring your knees to your mat, please, and come into child's pose to rest. Bring your chest to your thighs, forehead to the mat, and take the hands into a prayer position for a moment, lifting the forearms off the floor, fingertips to the sky. Come back into the breath, back into your intention for this time. And start to slow your breathing down. When you are ready, rise up to sit, please. So we'll shift onto the mat. You can bring your feet forward and bend the knees. So we're going to work the abdominals before we come to lay on our backs. Have your knees bent, walk the feet in, lean back just a little bit so you start to feel your abdominals already working, and then pick your feet up off the floor and draw your chest a little closer to your thighs. It's like you're hugging everything in close together. When you're ready, and if you can, and this is an option, release the legs and turn the palms up. Relax the shoulders. And either hold here or bring your hands together, clasping them together, and twist to the left and the right, taking your elbow to the opposite knee. And you're kicking out through the feet, flexing them, keeping the legs really active. Try not to fall back. And let's do about 4 more breaths. And then come back to center, the first position. And then if you can, lift your toes up, straighten the legs, reach to the sky, hold for 1 big breath, and then place the feet back down on your mat. And we're going to roll all the way onto our backs. So make sure you have enough room. And then start to slowly drop down. And bring the knees to the heart. Get grounded here. Close your eyes. Big breath. Long exhale. Take your feet onto your mat, hip width apart. See if you can touch your ankles with your fingertips, please. And we're coming up into bridge. If you have a block and you'd like to rest instead of working the legs, you can use your block and set it underneath your sacrum. I'll show you that as well. Start to peel the spine up off the mat. So if you're using the block, you're going to set it up at the low back, and it can be in any of those 3 directions, but you want it to be in a place where it feels really comfortable so you can sink into it and let go. The idea is that you're letting go and not having to hold on and support yourself. Otherwise, you can start working your legs and your glutes. So the hands can come together and make a fist on the mat. You can walk your shoulders closer together. And if you're feeling like you want to try wheel instead for a bigger heart opener, you can in a moment. Let your chest move a little closer to your chin here and really continue to work your legs and stay elevated. If you'd like to try wheel, undo your hands, take them behind your shoulders, fingertips facing the shoulders, spread the fingers out, elbows to the sky. And then rise up onto your hands and your feet only. Opening your heart, opening your low back. If you're in wheel, you can try and move your chest back a little bit. And in either a bridge or wheel, you could play with lifting 1 foot up. So if you center one of your feet, you can try taking the other leg to the sky and kicking straight up. So that's something to play with. Let's do about 5 more breaths in either of those 3 poses. So you can transition even from one to another at this point. If you're in wheel, start to lower down, rolling to the back of the head. If you have a block, you can move that to the side. Walk the shoulders back out as you undo your hands if they're bound. And slowly begin to melt down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Once the tailbone reaches the mat, take the knees to the heart again. Wrap your arms around your legs. And then lift your head and shoulders up off the mat, getting yourself into a tight ball. Hold, squeeze, round, and release. Bring your arms down by your sides for a moment. Take your feet to the mat. And then take your left ankle over your right knee for prone pigeon. So we'll draw the right knee in now. And you can wrap your hands around your knee, reaching your left hand underneath the ankle. Flex the right foot and start to pull, finding sensation, strong sensation in your left side. Close the eyes. Coming back into deep breaths and an awareness of the sensations in your left hip. Notice what they are. And if there are any life experiences held in this part of your body. Three more breaths. And then let go of the right knee. Uncross the legs. Inhale. Exhale. Take the right ankle over the left knee. Press your knee away. And then lift the left foot off the floor and reach around for your knee or your shin. Gently pull. Find your edge. Always looking for that place where you feel at least a little bit of discomfort, otherwise nothing's changing. So find that place and breathe in it and through it. And press the shoulder blades down. And draw your tailbone towards the floor. And one more time now, just examine the two sides of the body, right and left hips. And just see what's happening there. Almost like your body has a story to tell. Take 2 or 3 more on this side. And deepening if you haven't found that edge yet. And release. Let go of your knee. Uncross the legs. And from here, take your right knee in and stretch your left leg out onto your mat. We're moving into our final spinal twist. Pull your knee across your body and open your heart. And you can actually lift your head up and turn your gaze to the right. Be with the breath again. Feel into your upper back, your right shoulder. Come into contact with the breath here. And let those long exhales guide you a little deeper. Unravel on your next exhale. Take your left knee up and in. Stretch the right leg out on the mat and then switch sides, reaching your arm out. And twist. Open heart. Deep breaths. And while you're here in this final twist, just contemplate and get curious about if there's anything else you need to do, any other poses or quick adjustments before we come into Shavasana. On the next exhale, you can start to untwist. is anything else you need, do follow your body in that direction. But start to set yourself up to be really comfortable. Maybe taking a blanket or a pillow underneath your legs. Palms are turned up towards the sky to be more open and receptive. You can even tuck the shoulder blades closer together. Feel your heart open. And take in a deep breath in and hold the breath in at the top of your inhale, please. From there, make fists with your hands. Flex your feet, engage every muscle in your body, even in your face. Squeeze, 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 and then exhale and let go. And let the whole body melt from the head to the toes, out to the fingers. This is your time to practice surrender and deep peace, but to do so still aware, still in a heightened state of awareness. So stay with the sound of your breath. Stay with the sensations in the body. And enjoy these last few moments of just being very peaceful. Feel free to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. I'll leave you here. I'll see you next time.